Hey guys, it's Al with techmadeezy, and thank you so much for clicking on our video. Guys, we got it. The Pecron smallest, lightest power station they ever made. This is the brand new E300LFP, and it's just above 10 pounds, which is nice. And yet it's got your USB ports, your AC outlets. It's even got wireless charging on the top, which is nice. And in this video, we're just going to do a super quick unboxing. We're going to do a close look. We're going to go over detailed specs, also give you some estimated run times. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's get this party started. Hi, this is Al from techmadeezy with a really quick message. The video you're about to watch is sponsored. We received this product from the vendor. But keep in mind, we will be very honest with you as we review the product. That is very important to us. If you like our video, I sure hope you give us a thumbs up. I hope you share our video. And last, I really hope you subscribe and become a part of the family. Thank you. All right. This is what we're going to be covering in this video. Now keep in mind, this is going to be a short video. We will not be doing any testing, but we're going to give you a bunch of information, especially if you're a beginner. You're going to want to check out that know before you buy section, and that'll be in the timestamps. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed. And there you go. So we've got this tiny little power station, first of all. You've got a user manual that is really tiny too, by the way. Seriously, this thing is very small. You can get it online also. You can get the manual online. Sometimes they do updates. And you get a extended warranty. So they're saying you get a 1 year, but if you register, you actually will get another year. So you can get 2 years of warranty. That's pretty cool. You get a small bag that gets attached to the back. It's got a little button, and that'll hold your car charger. All right, barrel plug car charger, and your AC cord. And again, right, built-in power brick. You don't have to carry that around. But I don't see a solar cable, so I guess to keep the price down, they didn't include a solar cable. All right, so we just unboxed this, but I want to pump the brakes for a minute. I want to set some expectations around this power station because some people make the mistake of buying a power station thinking it can power anything. Look, this is great for your mobile phones. It's great for your tablet, maybe even your laptop, even some LED lights. But that is where I kind of set the limits. I know that this is a 600 watt power station. I know it can surge to 1200 watts, but the battery is tiny. And that's because it's really made for portability. You can take this practically anywhere. You can't take it on a plane, to my knowledge. But I just want to set your expectations. I'm also going to have know before you buy later in the video. So check the timestamps. If you're new, that's really going to help you understand your power needs and even talk about a little device that will allow you to measure your devices. So let's continue on. All right, now we're going to go over detailed specs. After that, we'll go ahead and take a nice close look. So, of course, this is the E300LFP. MSRP is $299, but I'll tell you now, if you use our link, there's normally a sale. Just so you'll know, the pricing's pretty aggressive on a small unit like this. But this is 600 watts with a surge rating of 1200 watts. That's pretty good for a small guy like this. It has pass-through charging. It has a UPS feature, uninterrupted power supply, that goes from 8 to 20 milliseconds. I don't know why they have such a wide range. So to me, I would probably say 20 milliseconds, right? Just to be safe. This is a pure sine wave power station, so it's pretty clean power, which is important. And the battery is 288 watt hours. So it's a small system, very convenient, very portable. lithium iron phosphate, right? LFP. This has 3,500 cycles. I'm surprised. That's actually a lot. And they say after that, it'll still have 80% capacity left, which is very interesting. So you think about it, this thing could last years, especially if you maintain it. Now, they do have a smart app, which you can connect via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. So that's kind of cool. The dimensions and the temperature, I'm going to go ahead and throw that up on the screen right now. All right, so there they go. And you can hit pause if you want to review it. I'm going to also bring up storage information. I'll put that on the screen also so you can see it. So if you're going to store the power station, again, hit pause. But we're going to go ahead and move on with this video. Continuing on, the weight on this power station is 10.6 pounds or 4.8 kilograms. Warranty, again, 1 year warranty, but if you register it, you'll actually get 2 years of warranty. That's pretty cool. It is May of 2024, so I hope they keep doing that. That's actually really nice. Now, as far as output, you get two 600-watt AC outlets that can surge up to 1,200 watts. You get two Type A fast USB ports, 18 watts. That's pretty good. You get one 100-watt USB Type-C, but it's bi-directional. And that means that it can power devices, but you can also charge the power station with that as well. You get a car charge port, all right, 12 to 18 volts. So it should be about 100 watts max. And you get a DC 5525. You get two of them. All right, you get one that's 24 volt and one that is 12 volt. They're both 5 amp. And then you get a wireless charger on the top, which, a lot of, companies don't give you. So that's pretty nice. Now let's talk about input. So charging via AC, it's 300 watts max. All right, so 60 minutes will give you 80% charge. 80 minutes will give you about 100% charge. Now, solar is 100 watts max, 12 to 28 volt, 7 amp. Take you about 3 hours to fully charge this in solar in perfect conditions. So think about that. You might want to say 3 to 5 hours, maybe, depending. USB Type-C, if you charge this, it can handle 100 watts max and take about 3 hours to charge. Now, the other features, this also has an LED light on the left side of the unit. All right, it's time to take a close look at this. We'll start off with the displays. I'm going to hold this power button down. This is your AC power button right here. So I'm going to hold this down. There goes the unit. Turns right on. You do get battery percentage, so that's good. I do see output. So here is your car charger right there. Here are your barrel ports. Again, 24 volt 5 amp. 12 volt 5 amp. So they are giving you two different kinds. A lot of people don't use these, but there are uses for these. You get a 100 watt USB Type-C bi-directional. So don't forget you can charge the unit with this, but at the same time it can power devices. Two 18 watt USB Type-A, and then of course your two 600 watt AC outlets that can surge up to 1,200 watts. This is that design they have, this little rugged edges. But here's your wireless charger on the top. 15 watt wireless charger. Right side, you just got some ventilation action going on. Left side, we've got an LED light. All right, so I guess you hold it down and it turns on. And then you got a couple of modes. All right. And then I guess you hold it down again to turn it off. Here is your DC in. So if you're going to use the car charger that's included, you'll plug it in here. But if you want to do solar, you'll have to buy the solar cable. Here is where the AC plug goes into. All right, so that plugs in there. Again, here's your ventilation. The back of the unit, you've got a little bit of information back here. You got a nice little handle, so that actually works out. And then on the bottom of the unit, you've got these rubbers that you'll be using. That's all. So, it's not going to scratch your table or anything like that. So there's our close look. Okay, this is something that I include in every one of my power station videos moving forward. It's called Know Before You Buy. And my goal with this is that you don't go out and buy something that is not going to work for you. All right? I don't want you spending the money. I don't want you to have the headache. And I can tell you how this started. I had a friend that bought a power station, and it was a small one. And because it was a power station, I believe she assumed it would power her coffee maker. And so she was extremely disappointed. And after talking with her, I tried to explain it's more about knowledge and understanding. And so that's why I put together Know Before You Buy, because I want you to think about a few things that I'm going to go over in this section. So let me get started with number one. Number one is, what do you want to power? You have to just stop for a minute and say, you know what am I using this for? Is it for a camping trip? Is it for a road trip? Am I buying this in the case of an emergency if my power goes out? Am I taking this to a cabin that we go to every once in a while? Right? So what do you want to power? Refrigerators, TVs, phones, maybe the internet, a laptop, LED lights. So take a moment, write that down. What do you want to power? Number two, do you know how much power your appliances and device require? You probably don't. Most people don't. I learned so much in the last couple of years, and I still don't know everything. So I'm going to be showing you an accessory towards the end of this video that I highly recommend you get, because it's going to help you, determine how much power your laptop uses, your TV uses, your phone uses. But let's stick to this page here. So number two, how much power? So you need to know that, okay? And the other thing is, some of these devices have startup wattage, surge wattage. If you're going to be powering a refrigerator uses wattage, but then it has a compressor that kicks on to make the refrigerator cold, and that can use hundreds of watts, especially older type refrigerators. Let's look at some examples real quick on the bottom. LED lights can use 5, maybe 10 watts. Those are the newer LED lights, right? Laptops can use 100. They could use more. It just depends on how old it is. Is it a gaming laptop, TVs can vary. New TVs use 100 to 200 watts, those thin TVs. But if you have a larger one, it could use 300 watts. If you have an older one, well, those can use like 300-400 watts. And what about a CPAP, right? If you have to sleep overnight and you have to use a CPAP, well, those can vary from 50 to 150 watts, probably more, probably less. Let's take a look at the next section. So here's part 3. How long, right? How long will you need to power the appliances or devices? Now, again, let's just say it's for an emergency, right? Maybe your power goes out once a year for like 8 to 12 hours. Let's use that as an example, all right? But you have to know, or at least have an idea before you make a purchase, because how long really connects with the battery size of the power stations. So let's look at the next slide. So let's put it all together, right? Number one, what do you want to power? What devices or appliances? Have a list of that. Number two, how much power do the appliances and devices require? Now, the tool or accessory I'm going to show you coming up is going to help you do that. And number three, how long will you need to power them, right? Number three, again, pertains to the size of the battery, right? But number one, and number two really pertains to the power of the unit, because each of these power stations have different power ratings. So here's an accessory that I'm going to recommend. And the brand, don't worry about the brand because sometimes this brand's not available. I'll make sure links are in the description. But this device here, and I'm going to demo it in a moment so you can see it. I'm going to show it to you. It's real simple. But if you're new to it, it's intimidating, right? So this sells for around $25, and you can connect devices and appliances up to 1,875 watts. So just be aware, or 15 amps. Now, again, I don't expect you to know that, but I have to tell you that because if you plug in, let's say, a 3,000 watt toaster oven, it's not going to work on this, okay? But let me demo it for you. But what this will do is it will help you understand the wattage that your devices and appliances use. So let's check out the demo. So we're going to do a simple demo, so you know what this device is about. Again, it doesn't cost much, first of all, right? I think it's around $25. And depending on the brand that's available, we'll put a link in the description. But just realize also that you can't plug everything into this. I believe there's like an 1,800 watt limit and a certain amount of amps. Now, I know that's complicated, but if you want to know how many watts your light is using, how many watts your refrigerator is using, how many watts your laptop uses, your phone, this is perfect for it, okay? So this is plugged into my outlet, as you can see on the wall, and now I've got this light plugged in here. So all I need to do now is turn on the light, and let's see how many watts it uses. Now, again, it is on the watt screen, and this does do more than watts, so just be aware, okay? You can actually figure out kilowatts, which is how your electric company bills you, but I don't want to get that complicated. So let me turn the light on. And look at that, we're using 6.3 watts on the LED light. That's really good, right? And again, plug in your laptop, plug in your phone. Again, you'll learn more about the wattage that your appliances use, even your coffee maker. But if this was helpful, give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And we're going to continue on with the review. All right, so you just saw know before you buy. And I hope that information helped you, especially that device that'll allow you to check the power of your phone or your LED light, so that link will be in the description for that device. But let's go over estimated run times based off this battery, right? This 288 watt hour battery. So keep in mind, this is a small power station. It really is made, again, for phones and tablets and LED lights. It's really not made for large appliances. I have some of this stuff in here, but I'm just being honest with you. You're not gonna get long runtime. So let's take a look at this. A small college refrigerator that uses 75 watts, you can get an estimated 3 hours. Now, I want to tell you that if you're using any refrigerator, it's going to have the compressor kick on to actually make the refrigerator cold. And because of that, you're lucky if you probably get an hour, depending, especially if you're using an older refrigerator. A full-size refrigerator, again, if it used 200 watts consistently, you'd be able to use this for about an hour. Now, most refrigerators don't use 200 watts consistently unless they're really, really old, first of all. But again, when a compressor kicks on, it could use 400 watts, 500 watts. So again, these are just numbers I'm sharing with you, but I wouldn't use this for a refrigerator. Now, home internet, that usually uses about 50 watts. That's the router and the modem. So you could run that for about 4 hours. A fan, this is what this is made for, right? A 60 watt fan, you could run that fan for around 3.5 hours. An LED light, many of them are 5 watts actually, not just 10 watts. A 5 watt, you could probably get 35 hours out of a 5 watt. But a 10 watt, you could probably get about 23 hours. Now, if you have a CPAP, this could probably run a 100 watt CPAP for about 2 hours. But if you're using humidity and heat on your CPAP, forget it. This is just not going to work. It's going to give you like 15 minutes to a half hour. but I'm giving you numbers. Average laptop, maybe about 50 watts, your basic inexpensive laptop. You could probably run that for about 4 hours. If you have an iPad, like 12.9 inch, you could probably get about 6 charges. If you have an iPhone 14, just your basic iPhone 14, not the Max, not the Plus, you can probably get about 18 charges. And lastly, if you have a Samsung S23, again, a basic one, you could probably get about 16 charges. All right, guys, short and sweet and not bad. Nice little unit. We actually used it for a little while. We plugged a couple of things in, didn't have any issues. Obviously, in this video, we didn't really do any testing, but I hope this video helped you in some way. And if it did, take a moment and give us a thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to follow us on social media, well, we'll put our social media channels right up top. Follow us on social media. And we also have a Tesla channel right here in the upper right-hand corner. If you want, look us up at My Tesla Journey 1. We've got about 21,000 miles now on our Tesla, and we are starting to do some reviews, nice and slow. But if you want, look us up on YouTube. I'll also put some videos here on the right side of the screen. And if you want to subscribe to our channel here at techmadeezy, go ahead and click the round logo right there, and you'll be able to subscribe to our channel and join our family. Guys, thanks so much, and have a wonderful day.